Today I'm going to show you the best build for unlimited momentum and insane shatter damage. It was very hard to find an enemy that wouldn't get one-shotted by my build. Look at what happens to this guy when I use shatter on him. Check this out. Bam! One-shotted. For this build, these are the essence stones that you need. Swift generation. This will give you a burst of momentum. It's going to help your momentum generate very fast. Momentum alliance will give you faster momentum generation. And it even gives your ally more generation too. Invigorating burst. That will heal you just in case you need a heal. Just jump up in the air and do a slam. Reigniting shatter is very important because it will help your momentum regenerate after you use the shatter move. Momentum field is going to create a field that's going to make your momentum generate faster, and it's going to give you a burst of momentum. Momentum pact is very important. The effects are going to increase for each momentum stone that you have, and it's going to give you a lot of momentum. Momentum surge. This will also help your momentum regenerate when you use an active stone, so they work together. Triptych cure is going to give you a heal over time. This will help you to stay alive. You won't have to worry about dying. Dazzling leap is going to freeze the enemies, crystallize them, and it's going to give you a burst of momentum. It's very good. Lingering essence is very important because after you shatter, you're going to still have all your active stones for 5 seconds, which is more than enough. That's all you need to get it back to 100% momentum. Energizing shatter will give you momentum based on how many momentum stones that you have. And I have 10, so I'm going to gain a lot of momentum after I shatter. Now let's take a look at the idol that I use. I use Idol of Shatter because after I shatter, it's going to heal me based on how much damage I do. And I do a lot of damage, so I'm going to get a lot of heals. Now let's take a look at the armor that I use. I use Perennial Mantle because this has the most shatter damage. Look at how much shatter damage that I have. 147. And look, with 2 healing stones I get 22 more shatter. So the amount of damage that I'm going to do is insane. For the perks, I have Momentum Burst maxed out. As soon as the combat starts, I'm going to start with a lot of momentum already. And then I have Deck Builder. Since I have 10 momentum stones, this is going to increase my momentum generation by a lot. So this is very necessary. So let's take a look at the weapon types. You can basically use any weapon that you want. Your primary weapon is what's going to do the shatter move. So if I have Dune Cleaver as the primary weapon, I'm going to do Meteor Dune Shatter. Guard Crushing Strike. This is very OP. Now let's take a look at the Sand Whip and see what that shatter does. Storm Whip Shatter. World Splitting Strike. This is a really nice shatter against multiple enemies. Next, let's take a look at Knuckle Dust. For Knuckle Dust, we have 1000 Strike Shatter. Series of Dimension Shattering attacks. This is very good against a single target. I would recommend having Sand Whip either as a secondary or the main. It all depends on what you want to use for your shatter. The Sand Whip will help to build your momentum when you attack with it. I normally use the Sand Whip as a secondary just to build up my momentum. Now let's take a look at me using this build to fight this elite boss. This was the only thing I could find that didn't get one-shotted by my shatter. Just take a look how fast my momentum generates. And I'm going to try to go easy on this boss so I can show you how fast it can regenerate. I just used my shatter right there. You see it went to nothing? And we're just going to go up really fast. And the boss ran away, so we're going to have to chase it and it spawned multiple. Well, if it was closer, my shatter would have already been filled. But let's see what happens now. It ran away over there. Let me go use my shatter on it. Hopefully it doesn't get one-shotted. Oh my god, it went down. Alright, let's see this. Shatter time. One strike, Oh, it's over already? Basically everything gets one-shotted. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe.